Source transformation. Here, voltage source to current source or current source to voltage source conversion is required for solving some or simplifying the networks. Now, you take voltage source in series with this internal resistance Rs and a load resistance R. The same voltage source is converted into a current source, let us take. The resistance should be connected in parallel for a current source. So, that resistance we have assumed as Rp and the equivalent resistance R. If you apply KVL and KCL for the above circuits, the voltage Vs equal to the voltage drop across the resistor and the voltage across the load. These two values, these two voltages, if you add, it will be equivalent to your Vs. That's what we have written here. Vs equal to Is into Rs plus V. By dividing Rs, you will get the equation Vs by Rs equal to I plus V by Rs. That we know that Is equal to Vs by Rs. So we are going to get I plus V by Rs. Now for the current circuit of current source, if you take the equation KCL, the source current equal to the current through the parallel resistance plus load resistance plus the current through the parallel resistance. So that's we have written Is equal to I plus V by Rp. If you assume these two circuits are equal, then we can say that Is equal to I plus V by Rs from voltage source and from the current source I plus V by Rp. If I is current through the load is equal, then we can cancel each other. V by Rs equal to V by Rp. Now numerator and denominators are same, so Rs equal to Rp. Now we can assume the same from Rs equal to 0 when the load resistance equal to 0, then Is equal to V by Rs, or when R equal to infinity, the load resistance equal to infinity. From there also we can arrive the same thing. That's what I have showed here. Vs equal to Is into Rs, or that is equal to Is into Rp. Then when Is is same for both, Rp equal to Rs. It will be hold good for all the values of R. Now we left that Ohm's law. Just now I showed you the Ohm's law. The current is directly proportional to the current in any conductor is directly proportional to the voltage applied to the circuit, and it is inversely proportional to the resistance under the constant temperature. That we have written I is directly proportional to V and I is inversely proportional to R. That if you combine I equal to V by R. The same thing for remembering, we are going to write a Ohm's law triangle, V in the upper and I and R. Now if you want any parameter, that should be closed. When you close V, I into R. If you want I, you close I, then V by R. Or if you want R, V by I. So this will be the triangle to represent Ohm's law. And the circuit we have showed here. That can be written in another form also. At a constant temperature, the current through the ideal resistor is directly proportional to the voltage applied across the resistor. Now the the temperature should be constant. If temperature changes, the resistance of the conductor changes. That's why the temperature should be at constant. Then only the Ohm's law holds good. Now, for Ohm's law, two limitations are there. This law cannot be applied for unilateral networks. Unilateral means like a diode. Diode forward resistance is different and reverse resistance is different. So we cannot apply Ohm's law there. And this cannot be applied for non-linear devices. Non-linear devices, the characteristics changes from voltage when it is ranging from 0 to infinite. That's why the Ohm's law cannot be applied there also. The important two laws Kirchhoff was developed for solving the networks. One is current law, another one is voltage law. First we'll see the current law. Current law very simple. The algebraic sum of the current entering at any node is equal to 0. The algebraic sum, here you have to assume that algebraic sum means the direction of the currents. We have to treat as positive and negative. Normally leaving is negative and entering is positive. That notation if you take, IA is leaving, so minus, and IB is entering, so plus, IC is leaving, so negative, ID is entering, so it is positive. Now minus IA plus IB minus IC plus ID equal to 0. The node I have showed here, node means more than two elements are connected at any point is called a node. That can be written as IB plus ID equal to IA plus IC. The other way also we can say that the currents entering equal to currents leaving at any instant of time. That means the charge should not be stored in any node. This is very useful for network simplification. The second law is voltage law. Voltage law is for a loop. Here loop is showed. Loop means from positive to negative the elements are connected. The algebraic sum of voltages around any closed path in a circuit is 0. That means here voltage source and 3 resistors are showed in this. The voltages across the R1 is V1, R2 is V2, R3 is V3. Now according to KVL, here we have represented the circuit with ABCD notation. Now if you apply the loop ABCD minus Vs, because it is minus sign, minus Vs, here plus we assumed because current entering is positive, current leaving is negative. So for the resistor R1 here it is entering the current, so I1 or Is into R1, for R2 entering and leaving, so Is into R2, Is into R3. The voltages we can represent like minus Vs plus V1 plus V2 plus V3 equal to 0. Or we can write minus sign if you take the other side, Vs equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. That way voltages, Kirchhoff's voltage law and Kirchhoff's current law is very helpful for simplifying the circuits. Now if you take a problem for the application of KCL or KVL, here find the branch current and voltage across each branch. Branch means the points connected from F to E or A to B. These are called branches. Now we have to find the current in the branches and the voltage across the branches. By applying the KVL across AB, EF we are written. So the current entering is at A, so it is taken as a positive, leaving is negative, like entering, leaving. Now here 8 into I1, the resistance into current will give the voltage across V1. Similarly here two currents are there. One current is entering from B to E, another current is entering from E to B. So I1 minus I2, because these two are opposite direction, we are written I1 minus I2 into the voltage into the resistance will give the drop across that, and when it is coming to F, it is entering from negative, so minus 10 equal to 0. Assume that this is the equation 1, and similarly we are applying the KVL for the other loop BCDE. Here current is entering, so 10 into I2. Here entering is positive direction and leaving at the negative, so plus 12. Similarly here I2 is entering from E to B, but I1 is entering from B to E. So I2 minus I1 into the resistance will give the drop. So for this loop, this is the positive direction. For this loop, I1 is the positive direction. That way, if you assume you are getting two equations, these two equations by simplification, here 8I1 and I1, so 9I1. I2 into 1, so I2. Minus 10, if you take the other side, it will be plus 10. Here 10I2 and I2 here, so 11I2. And plus 12, if you take the other side, minus 12. Minus I1 I written here. Now these two can be solved in so many ways, but most of the equations will solve using the Cramer's rule in a matrix form. First of all, to write these equations in a matrix form, we should write like this: the constants and the currents and the voltages. When you have written the equation like this, we have to find the determinant of this matrix. The determinant matrix like this: 9 into 11 minus 1 into minus 1, that I have written here. So you are getting 98. 9 11s are 99. 99 minus 1, 98. For I1, what we should do to find the I1, what we should do is the first column should be replaced by the resultant. That's what we have written. The second column should be as it is by the determinant. When we simplify 10 into 11 and minus 12 into 1. When you simplify this, 98, because 110 minus 12, 98. 98 by 98, 1 ampere. For I2, we have to replace the second column by the resultant matrix. So second column is replaced with the 10 and 12. First column is as it is. Now once again we have to find the determinant of this. Determinant is 9 into 12, 108, minus 10. So minus into minus plus 108 plus 10, so 98. 98 by 98 is minus 1. So I1 is 1 ampere and I2 is minus 1 ampere. Now to find the voltage across the R1, R1 into I1. So R1 is 8 ohms, I1 is 1 ampere. So 8 volts you will get. V2 equal to the voltage across the 10 ohms resistor, 10 ohms into I2. I2 we got minus 1 ampere. So 10 into minus 10 volts. For V2, what we got is the resistance into I1 minus I2. I1 minus I2. I1 we got 1, I2 we got minus 1. So minus of minus plus. So 1 into 2. So 2 volts we will get. So the branch voltages here 8 volts we got. Here minus 10 volts and here 2 volts. This way we can simplify the network by using the KVL.